Good evening. I am Tingnay Team Hawkip and this is Station Network News Program. Today's top headlines include: 4 children drowned while taking bath in Tuita River in Churatanpur district. Bodies recovered. Election Commission issues notification for first phase of Lok Sabha elections. Assam Rifles conducted frisking at More bypass road. Normal life greatly affected. News in details. 4 internally displaced children from Lamka staying at S. Kananveng ECA relief camp under Tuibung subdivision went missing yesterday, the 19th of March 2024. After an unsuccessful search perimeter yesterday, which ended around 11:30 p.m., it was continued early today morning. Unfortunately, the bodies of the 4 missing children were recovered from Tuita River, which is not so far away from the Kananveng ECA relief camp. They were suspected to be drowning in an attempt to swim and play in the river. The deceased were identified as Lin Chonghoi, 9 years old, daughter of Lunkhula Lupo; Lalin Chung Lupo, 6 years old, son of Lunkhula Lupo; Tanggao Hao, 4 years old, son of Ngai Nei Chong; Tang Kuhao, 6-year-old, son of Ngam Gintang. The search operation was jointly carried out by the KKL, KSO, youth clubs of Kananveng, Ebenezer, and the nearby areas. 3 of the bodies were recovered beneath and near the Ebenezer Bridge, which is an infamous spot for drowning children, while 1 of the body was carried downstream and recovered at Gamnompai village. After the bodies were recovered, 2 KKL and 1 Jetwayo ambulance took the bodies to the district hospital. Len Chonghoi and Lal Lin Chung were siblings and were displaced from Mapao village under Kangpopi district. Tanggao Hao was displaced from Molpi village under Tengnopal district, and Thong Kuhao was displaced from Hing Mol village under Churachandpur district. All the deceased and their families were greatly affected by the present conflict, and their parents work as vendors or daily wage earners to support their families and stand up on their feet again. Mention may also be made that Lunkhula Lupo, father of Len Chonghoi and Lal Lin Chung, served as a volunteer in the front line to protect his people and land, not to mention his family, and this incident occurred while he was on duty at the front line. The Election Commission has issued a notification for the first phase of Lok Sabha elections on Wednesday. The elections will be held in 102 Lok Sabha seats in 17 states and 4 union territories in this phase. 39 seats of Tamil Nadu, 12 seats of Rajasthan, 8 seats of Uttar Pradesh, 6 seats of Madhya Pradesh, 5 seats each in Uttarakhand, Assam and Maharashtra, 4 seats of Bihar, 3 seats of West Bengal, 2 seats each in Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, and 1 seat each in Chhattisgarh, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Andaman and Nicobar Island, Jammu and Kashmir, Lakshadweep and Puducherry will go to the polls in this first phase. Nominations can be filled till 27 of this month. However, for Bihar, the last date for filling nominations is the 28th of this month. The scrutiny of nominations will be done on the 28th of this month, and the last date for the withdrawal of candidates is March 30. Whereas in Bihar, the scrutiny of nominations will be done on the 30th of this month, and the last date for withdrawal of candidature is April 2nd. Voting will be held on April 19. On the other hand, in view of the Lok Sabha elections and assembly polls in 4 states, Election Commission of India (ECI) has notified the category of electors mentioned for the purpose of facility of voting through postal ballot as absentee voters in the category of persons employed on essential services. The list includes the employees of Metro, Railways, BSNL, Electricity and Health Departments, Fire Services, Postal Services, Aviation, Disaster Management, Doordarshan and Akashvani, and media persons authorized by the Commission for polling day coverage, among others. The Commission said that as per the provisions of the Representation of the People Act 1951 and on due consideration of the matter. It has notified the persons employed in the essential services as a class of persons to cast vote by postal ballot on being on duty on the day of poll in the current general elections and legislative assemblies of Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Odisha and Sikkim, and by-elections in 26 assembly constituencies in 13 states. The Assam Rifles stationed at Moret town conducted frisking at bypass road from 6 in the morning without prior notification and information. As reported by the people, including a couple of CSO leaders, frisking of vehicles are conducted by the Assam Rifles from early morning at Moret bypass road. This generated the inconvenience for commuters. They not only freeze good vehicles but also auto rickshaws, two-wheeler bike plying on the state road. This greatly affects normal life in town. Mention may be made that curfew relaxation time has not been extended so far. This greatly affected daily wagers and parents who are engaged in different business establishments. Denizens of the town expressed dissatisfaction over governments and concerned authorities for neglecting Moret town. Not only this, normal commotion cannot be brought about in the area where commandos set posts. In the hope for easy commotion, people take the bypass road, but unfortunately, the Assam Rifles conduct freeze in the area, which is disheartening for the people of the Moret town, said one of the villagers. On hearing the news, reporters of TC network rushed to the spot and observed the situation. On inquiring about the frisking, the Assam Rifles were not able to respond to questions vividly. They said they performed this frisking by order of their superiors. The denizens of the town request and warn of such activities should be brought about in the future. On the other hand, Moret police also conducted frisking at Moret College after consultation with CSO leaders.
Tu le tu din mana hi Moret police station apa na Moret police honjang frisking a bolo hi in gari hot checking a bolo bin chu ting le APP hun ke po APT ham ti cha bolo hi in ahin la chi a bol na ji pen nu cho hi le election na ji a chu hilang ha election diam lo diam jang ki sei the poi loading din mana wang cho ma hi jong le athil chi dan pa hi dan nung zu ya chu to hi am hon jong an to cha bolo hi in Kichipa hi pa chat nom the jeng in EPP hi jong le kichi hi ho kisu kichat na ding le lawa le kisu boy na dinga ki bol hi po in
mingan hi voi
mingan jong hi na lai vin china chung cho na chu dan dung zu ya chu na ki tong hi ji in phomoi na sa lo ding o lam kai ho tong ki ja man dung zu ya chi ki bol hi ji in ibon chi ke wa mi pi hon in het thim ding o checking ki bola pem phatia gari ki khama hi jong le kham ding o phatia ki check sa deu hi chi chu media ko na het sa na kai neu hi in tu jong hin ga velo sun gari hung hai zo se hi ki check hi in check ki bola fishing ki bola hi tia chu tu le tu din muna hin na vet theu hi kanai tu
clear
so hin na ki to dan cho asi ma sa ampon Moret police station ko na order hi dung su ya holam kailang ho to ki zaman no ma chi ki bol hi zin koi hi jong le mi pi ho gari ki kham kha ja ma ti jong le in het kim dingu he chi media ko na ko bar kai bol no na pe no hi le a het kim no yum kha di ji wang ki bol hi chi ne het kim uti.
Due to the ongoing conflict which prevails in all Kuki inhabited areas, many students are deprived of their right to education, and their educational rights has been stripped off with the outbreak of the Meitei Kuki War. So as to provide education to the educationally deprived students, the KSO General Headquarters had run KSO community school in various places of the Kuki inhabited area. Recently, KSO Community School was set up at Paikot village under Gamzong district, which lies in the Indo-Myanmar border. The community school at Paikot was run mainly for the Kuki victims of Myanmar armed conflict. Mention may be made that the Kukis settle in the border region both inside India and Myanmar and are suffering from war on both sides. The KSO Kamzong carried out all the physical labor for the establishment of this community school at Paikot. The school was inaugurated last 3rd of March 2024. A total of 12 teachers together run the school from class preparatory to class 6. The KSO General Headquarters calls for generous donors to donate for the sanctioning of Paikot Community School. The KSO General Headquarters also requests the Paikot Village Chief, Village Authority, Villagers and Relief Committee to dedicatedly look after the school and support the school committee so that the school can function smoothly and the students can benefit from it. Our people who are refugees in flux at Myanmar needs monetary and other assistance daily, and they also need money to pay the teachers, and if anyone is kind enough to donate helping aid for our people at Paikot, you are welcome anytime. A Facebook group had been created under the name Cycle Gam Ngai Luho, which literally means the patriots of cycle, and it has been reported that biased and groundless posts were posted in the social media platform, praising one organization and letting down the other one, while equal works had been done by both the organizations. The Kuki Inpi Cycle Gamkai Defense Committee greatly condemns such acts which are done on the vested interests of few people, and in regards to that, the Kuki Inpi Cycle and the chief under its jurisdiction form a subcommittee along with the two anonymous organizations. It may be highlighted that many organizations aligned under the Kuki Inpi Cycle as subcommittee, defense, finance, relief, media, medical, and village volunteers were also formed and given training under the two organizations to protect the land and people. The two anonymous organizations also jointly contribute and work together with the Defense Committee to safeguard the people and fight to protect our land. However, based on the vested interests of some people without any ground evidence, one organization was given all the praise and the good work of the other organization had been turned a blind eye, and this act is taken as an act to stir up misunderstanding and is condemned greatly. Kim Neo Hang Sing, MLA Cycle, also did what she can for her people, and she should not be simply condemned. In the future, if such act to provoke organization or create misunderstanding is carried out through social media or verbally, the perpetrators shall not be overlooked and given befitting action. The people who posted the groundless hat posts are under investigation, and they are warned to surrender themselves before caught by the investigating team. Unidentified miscreants fire multiple shots against just before the start of one-day Xingtam consultation on political journey, Lok Sabha election 2024, which was held on Thursday at the Mandap Hall of LM Block, Ukhrul District, Manipur. The consultation program was organized by like-minded individuals and well-wishers. It aimed to have a consultation with Alfred Kangam Arthur, former MLA of the 44 Ukhrul Assembly constituency and an intending MP candidate for the forthcoming Lok Sabha election 2024 from Indian National Congress. As per Ukhrul Times, Temray Sang Awungsi, OC of the newly created police station of LM Block, informed this correspondent that the multiple firings occurred at around 12:30 p.m. The gunshots were fired from the northern side of the place of function by unknown miscreants. The police team comprising of SDPO Ukhrul, Reserve Line, OC Ukhrul PS, and LM Block Police, who were present at the venue along with personnel of 35 Assam Rifles, retaliated by blank firing, which lasted for a minute. No human casualties were reported. The police informed that the incident happened just before the meeting was about to begin. However, undeterred by the firings, the public continued with the scheduled consultation program and ended as planned. Around 400 people attended the program. consultation with former MLA of the 44 Ukhrul Assembly constituency, Alfred Kangam Arthur, and intending candidate for the forthcoming Lok Sabha election 2024 from INC. It is also learned that in today's meeting, the duty was led by Timothy Maram, MPS, SDPO of Ukhrul, Inspector Chuingam Ningshan, OC of Ukhrul PS, and police from LM Block. The personnel of 35 Assam Rifles and 2 teams of BSF were also present at the venue, giving additional security coverage. On March 18, 2024, unidentified miscreants also disturbed the interaction program held at TK Woodland Resort, Sirui, by firing multiple gunshots. However, the public resorted to go ahead and continue with the programs in both incidents. The Supreme Court responded to a pressing plea filed by the Kuki students' organizations concerning the relocations of 38 displaced scheduled tribe engineering students from the National Institute of Technology and IT Manipur. The plea, rooted in the aftermath of the ethnic turmoil that engulfed Manipur last year, seeks the transfer of these students to alternative branches of NIT across different states. The bench, presided over by Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, alongside Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra, took cognizance of the urgency surrounding the matter. Acknowledging the severity of the situation, Chief Justice Chandrachud remarked, "We will issue notice and keep it at an earlier date, signaling a proactive approach by the judiciary in addressing the students' plight." According to the counsel representing the petitioners, out of the 38 affected students, 17 are currently residing in refugee camps, underscoring the dire circumstances they face. The plea emphasizes the necessity of swift action to ensure the safety and continuity of education for these individuals amidst the ongoing unrest in Manipur. Of notable distinction is the clarification provided by the petitioners' counsel regarding a previous court order. The bench was apprised that a prior directive pertaining to the relocation of 284 students solely encompassed those enrolled at Manipur University, thereby necessitating specific attention to the plight of NIT students. India was declared as the third most polluted country in 2023 after Bangladesh and Pakistan, according to a report released by Swiss air quality monitoring body IQ Air. According to the World Air Quality Report 2023, with an average annual PM2.5 concentration of 54.4 micrograms per cubic meter, India had the third worst air quality out of 134 countries in 2023 after Bangladesh 79.9 micrograms per cubic meter and Pakistan 73.7 micrograms per cubic meter. Meanwhile, in the report's list of the top 50 most polluted cities in the world, 42 cities were in India. Begusarai was the most polluted metropolitan area of 2023, followed by Guwahati and then Delhi. Located in Bihar, Begusarai had an average PM2.5 concentration of 118.9 micrograms per cubic meter last year, marking a huge jump from an average of 19.7 micrograms per cubic meter in 2022. The city did not even figure in the 2022 rankings. Guwahati's PM2.5 concentration doubled from 51 to 105.4 micrograms per cubic meter between 2022 and 2023. Delhi, which consistently struggles with air pollution, saw an increase in PM2.5 concentration from 89.1 to 92.7 micrograms per cubic meter over the same period. Other Indian cities featuring in the top 50 most polluted cities of the world list included Greater Noida, 11, Muzaffarnagar, 16, Gurgaon, 17, Arrah, 18, Dadri, 19, Patna, 20, Faridabad, 25, Noida, 26, Meerut, 28, Ghaziabad, 35, and Rohtak, 47. According to IQ Air, the data in each report was gathered from more than 30,000 air quality monitoring stations across 7,812 locations in 134 countries, territories, and regions. It is estimated that 1.36 billion people in India experience PM 2.5 concentrations exceeding the World Health Organization recommended annual guideline level of 5 micrograms per cubic meter, the report said. Also, 1.33 billion people, 96% of the Indian population, experience PM 2.5 levels more than 7 times the WHO annual PM 2.5 guideline. This trend is reflected in city-level data, with more than 66% of the country's cities reporting annual averages greater than 35 micrograms per cubic meter, causing an estimated 1 in every 9 deaths worldwide. Air pollution is the greatest environmental threat to human health. According to the WHO, air pollution is responsible for an estimated 7 million premature deaths worldwide every year. Exposure to PM 2.5 air pollution leads to and exacerbates numerous health conditions, including but not limited to asthma, cancer, stroke, and lung disease. Exposure to elevated levels of fine particles can impair cognitive development in children, lead to mental health issues, and complicate existing illness, including diabetes. As a matter of serious concern, the RNCM strongly denounced the incident that happened at FCI Shanghai Pro in Phalto on 18 of March 2024, in which the ration allocated for the Hill District was forcefully unloaded by some gun-toting miscreants and reportedly mishandled the staff on duty. In its press release, the RNCM claimed that the quota entitled to every bona fide citizen is a constitutional right granted under the Food Security Act, and no group, individual, or authority whosoever should have the right to come on the way against the system delivering that justice. Such irresponsible act directed against some community might possibly lead to a more complicated situation when the system is extremely vulnerable, being susceptible to intercommunal conflict at the slightest provocation. The release further said that the backlog of 2023 and the delay of the distribution for the year 2024, including honorarium since 2022, has been duly acknowledged on several occasions to the concerned authorities. However, the interest of the public is not resolved till that, despite assurance given by the concerned representative. The government, representing the people, should take responsibility to that end. Taking matter in serious note, the RNCM, in consultation with all the concerned federal units, RNCM, Long Grants, RNSOM, RNYOM, RNLPM, and other area-based CSOs, hereby give an ultimatum of 24 hours, with effect from 19 March 2024, that the allocated FCI rations should be stationed at their designated place, failing which the people shall resort to mass agitation howsoever deemed fit. The RNSOM, in coordination with the RNYOM, hereby directed to investigate the matter and report the subsequent development hereafter to the Central Committee for further action, added the release. The ongoing indirect peace talks in Qatar capital have hit a roadblock after Israel refused to budge on many demands put forward on behalf of Hamas. According to sources in the Israel Defense Ministry, the Israel delegation led by Mossad Chief David Barnea told the mediators, including those from Qatar and Egypt, that they may not be able to release several Palestinian prisoners who are charged with grave crimes, including murder. Hamas had demanded the release of 350 Palestinian prisoners who are in Israel jail for serious offenses, including murder. The Israel side, according to information available, has also said that it wanted the release of its hostages in 2 slots. Earlier, Hamas had said that they would release the Israeli hostages in 3 steps, with women, elderly, and injured given the first preference. The second slot, according to the Hamas conditions, was to release the Israel women soldiers in captivity, and the third step would feature the release of all those in custody, including male soldiers. However, sources told IANS that the Israeli negotiators wanted all the male and female soldiers in custody to be released in the second slot. This tough positioning of the Israel side has set a gloom over the peace talks on the first day itself. It may be recalled that the Israel Security Cabinet had put certain red lines for the negotiators and had firmly directed the team to be tough. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Defense Minister Yoav Gallant were given the entire charge of communicating with the Israeli negotiators if a situation arises. Sources in the Israel Defense Ministry said that the Hamas side was too weak and that they have almost crumbled, and hence negotiations must be done keeping this war ground reality into consideration. Mossad Chief David Barnea, who is heading the Israeli delegation, is assisted by the head of Shin Bet Ronan Bar, and the Israeli side has, according to information, presented the regions in Gaza Strip where they can allow the rehabilitation of displaced Palestinian families back to their homes. Several Palestinian families were relocated from their homes in northern Gaza Strip to South Gaza since the war commenced, and there has been a demand from the Hamas side to relocate these families back to their homes. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.